What's up, guys? It's your man Donovan Sharp here doing some exclusive content for my main man, O'Shea Duke Jackson, over at NegroManosphere.com. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about this episode's going to be entitled Brother Pill 101. A lot of you guys who are new to the red pill, new to the brother pill, you get a little bit lost. You get a little bit confused because of the terminology that we use. Brother pill vernacular, red pill vernacular. We have our own jargon. We have our own vernacular. We have our own. It's almost like another language. And so my intention today is to bring you guys up to speed on the basic remedial terms as far as red pill jargon goes, red pill vernacular, the terms we use. I'm going to give you definitions, give you guys a few examples. You guys are smart. You guys are obviously not stupid. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. But by the same token, when we start talking about certain things, like when we say, oh, that girl hit the wall, well, a lot of people tend to ask, well, what's the wall? Or your SMV. Well, what is SMV? That's sexual market value. I intend to answer a lot. I intend to answer those questions today. And give you guys just a base knowledge in terms of the terminology that we use in the manosphere. So let's go ahead and get to it here. The first one is brother pill awareness. Another word or phrase for this is called red pill awareness. Now, it started out as red pill awareness. And the difference between brother pill awareness and red pill awareness is that brother pill awareness, or the brother pill, is different in that it is the red pill specifically geared toward black men. When people of all races find the red pill, we figure out that women are not made of sugar and spice and everything nice. We learn that they are nefarious creatures, that they are hypergamous creatures, and we'll get into that a little bit later. In other words, we learn very quickly after reading articles, watching videos, and then we replay things in our own minds. We begin to realize that, okay, yeah, women are not who we thought they were. Women are not who we were raised to believe that they really are. Well, red pill awareness is a little bit different as far as black men goes. As far as game, girls, finance, fitness, a lot of the same basic principles apply, but there are some major differences between the red pill and the brother pill. Again, they're fundamentally the same, but the brother pill, like I said, is more geared toward black men. That being said, brother pill or red pill awareness. Brother pill or red pill men, aware men. That definition, these are men who have taken the red pill and have accepted the truth about the true nature of women. These are men who know that most women out there are sluts, who will cheat on men with impunity and will feel absolutely no remorse for having done so. Red pill or brother pill aware men also know that women these days aren't really good for much of anything outside of sex, and we use this and we exploit this to our advantage and not get caught up in falling in love with sluts. So that is the basic definition of brother pill, red pill awareness, or red pill aware male. Now let's move to the blue pill male, also known as the beta male. Blue pill or beta males are men who do not understand the true nature of women. These are the men who still believe that, again, women are made of sugar, spice, and everything nice, like we've all been raised to believe. Blue pill men believe that women are just like they are portrayed in movies. They are innocent, virtuous creatures who would never intentionally take advantage of men for her own personal gain. Basically, a blue pill male is a man who is in the dark about what women are really like, or a man who has been exposed to the truth but is in denial. That is a blue pill male or a beta male. Now, an alpha male, using air quotes here. An alpha male is what all red pill and brother pill aware men strive to be. Alpha males are obviously, apex alphas, top of the food chain. We use all sorts of analogies. The alpha lion, he's the leader of the pride, etc., etc. Basically, an alpha male is a man who is socially dominant. A man who is great with women, does not allow females to get the best of them, has the ability to sleep with more women than the average man. Alpha males are men who are preferred by most women. Alpha males are generally described as men who rarely get caught off guard, who always seem to have all the answers, who understand how to handle both men and women. A lot of people have different definitions of alpha male, but the bottom line is that you know one when you see one. Women cannot describe an alpha male. They've got all sorts of definitions, and of course those definitions change, but women can feel it in their loins. When their vaginas get wet, they know that they are in the presence of an alpha male. They can't describe it to you, but like I said, they know it when they feel it. Men, we know it when we see it. Another term that is pervasive in the red pill community is frame. Okay. Frame is the ability to stay cool. Okay. Frame is the ability to keep your wits about you in potentially volatile situations, particularly involving your woman. If a woman flies off the hinge, if she throws a fit or she throws a tantrum, holding or maintaining frame, as we call it, is not feeding into her emotional shenanigans. By yelling at her or joining with her in her tantrum. Keeping your cool in these situations with your woman is known as maintaining frame, your frame. If your frame is strong, your woman does not have the ability to emotionally manipulate you with emotional shenanigans. Hypergamy. Hypergamy is the female imperative to consolidate on the highest value males available to them. And by consolidate, I mean get with, right? Women are always talking about the need to upgrade. This is hypergamy. Value in a woman's eyes are mainly measured by looks, fitness, money, status, and influence. There are other factors involved with a man's perceived value as far as women go, as far as the woman's perception, but those are the main ones. And he doesn't have to be, how can I put this? Let me put it like this. A woman who has a boyfriend or a husband will cheat on him with a man of a higher value if that higher value male shows interest in her. And he doesn't have to have higher value in every single metric. He has to have enough to the point where the woman perceives him to have higher value than her current mate, boyfriend, husband. Just because a man is rich doesn't mean his woman won't cheat on him with a man who looks better or has more influence or has more talents. The point is that, like I said, women are always looking to upgrade. And if a man doesn't keep his shit together, women are always looking to upgrade if a man doesn't keep his shit together. And to me, this is not a bad thing, right? If not for hypergamy. Now, a lot of women exploit hypergamy. We hear about hypergamous females who are always looking to upgrade. That to me is hypergamy run amok. Some women just feel like they always have to do better. Is he the best I can do? Like some women, they'll get with a high value guy, drives a nice car, makes good money, great shape, has a 20-inch cock, and she's always thinking, can I do better than this guy? Those women you want to stay away from, because no matter how high your value is, that woman is always going to put herself on the market. You can never feel like you own those women. I've said it before. A woman never belongs to you guys. It's just your turn. Now, if not for hypergamy, a lot of men would be good-for-nothing slobs with women that they have no business being with in the first place. And, for biological and evolutionary purposes, that's not a good thing. Hypergamy is designed, it's not something that women think about. It's just something that they do. Hypergamy is the checks and balances of the sexual marketplace. And some people like to call it reverse hypergamy. There's no such thing as reverse hypergamy. Men don't want to consolidate on the highest value females. A woman's looks is the only thing that is tied to her value. It doesn't matter how much influence or money or whatever a woman has. If she looks good, if she's a 9 or a 10, she's a high value female, regardless of what her accomplishments or financial status is. The next term is a simp. This is a big one in the manosphere. A simp. And I actually wrote an ebook with fellow Negro Manosphere author David Simmons called How to Stop Simpin' in 24 hours as I adjust my seat here. A simp is a blue pill male who treats slutty women better than they deserve to be treated, right? A simp likes to buy things for hoes. provides provision for hoes, pays her bills, treats them like gold, no matter how they are treated in return. Simps also give women attention and time for little to nothing in return. For example, if a man buys a woman a gift after only the first date, he's simping. If he asks her to move in after 3 months, he's simping. Basically, it's a man who gives away his attention and his time to a woman who is either undeserving or has not earned it yet. Okay? The definition is vast, but essentially that is what a simp is. White knight. This is another big time term that we like to use in the manosphere, is a white knight. A white knight is a blue pill male who capes up for hoes when red pill aware men, brother pill aware men, call them out on their bad behavior. White knights are always quick to jump in and defend women in any and every situation because, again, they believe that women are never responsible for their plights or their stations in life. White knights have gone to jail for hoes. White knights have died for hoes. So, for example, somebody calls a woman out and, some girl on Facebook says, hey, I'm a single mother and my baby daddy ain't shit, blah, 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 right? Well, a red pill aware male would say, well, there are two sides to every story, okay? He didn't just leave you for no reason. You weren't the perfect, dutiful wife. You need to tell us the whole story. Well, a white knight would jump in and say, no, I don't care what she did. The baby daddy needed to stay around. The kids need their father. That is the definition of a white knight, is defending hoes who are undeserving of being defended. I can't stand these motherfuckers. The cock carousel. This is another pervasive term in the manosphere, Negro manosphere. The cock carousel is a pseudonym for slutty activity. When a woman sleeps around, she bounces from one cock to the next. It is as though she is on a carousel of cocks because she's on a different one every few days, like a merry-go-round or a carousel. So, for example, women who are recently separated or divorced are always sleeping with a lot of guys, right? They're some of the easiest targets out there. You talk to a woman, oh, I'm recently separated or recently divorced. You are going to fuck these women. These women fuck every guy that they meet. Listen, you don't even have to have game to fuck these women, right? So recently separated or divorced women are very, very easy targets. They start sleeping around. We call this jumping on the cock carousel. And listen, every girl jumps on the cock carousel. Basically, the cock carousel is engaging and sleeping around. A carousel of cocks. Unicorn. A unicorn is a mythical woman who is perfect in every way. She is a beautiful virgin who knows how to cook, wants to belong to a man, wants to have his children, and raise them properly. Guys, women like this simply do not exist, hence the moniker unicorn. That's it. So when someone describes, you'll hear stories on the manosphere about a man who has one-itis for a woman, and I'll get to that definition a little bit later. He has one-itis for a woman, and he says, oh, she's this and that and the other, and then he comes to realize, oh, but then she cheated on me. My unicorn turned out to be a bona fide slut. I've actually talked about that. I've used the word unicorn in that regard as well. You thought she was a unicorn, but she was just a slutty female like everybody else. You thought she was perfect. You thought that she was one in a million. Again, unicorns don't exist, and we actually make fun of women who come into chat sections. Well, I cook for my man and I didn't sleep around. Oh, so now you're a unicorn? Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bitch. The next one is snowflake or snowflaking. This is a big time term in the manosphere. Snowflaking is when a woman attempts to present herself as a quality woman or an exception to the rule, or a unicorn. So, for example, when a woman says, well, I've never cheated on anybody, or I know how to take care of a man, or I like this one, this is my favorite, I'm not like most women, this is what we call snowflaking. And every woman does this at some point. So when a woman comes in and starts bragging on herself about her being the exception to the rule, she is coming in there to snowflake. She is engaging in what we call snowflaking. And again, snowflaking is kind of the same as a unicorn because, every snowflake is different, right? But when you are snowflaking, you are trying to paint yourself as a unicorn. Hamster or hamstering. We also call this the rationalization hamster. Hamstering is an activity that women engage in to absolve themselves of bad behavior. So essentially, it means rationalizing bad behavior. That's why we call it the hamster or the rationalization hamster or rationalizing. Sometimes we call it hamstering. Now, a lot of times they will reluctantly admit bad behavior, but then they will hamster an excuse as to why it wasn't their fault or why they shouldn't be held accountable. So, for example, when a woman says, yeah, I cheated on him, but it was only because he wasn't attending to my needs, all right? What she is saying is that the reason she engaged in bad behavior is because of something her boyfriend did or did not do. In other words, my bad behavior is not my fault. That's hamstering. That is called, we also call it the rationalization hamstering. Hamster or hamstring. Hamster is the noun, hamstering is the verb. So when a woman hamsters away, like when she hamsters an excuse, we use this in many words. We use this in many ways. When a woman hamsters, she is rationalizing bad behavior. In other words, she is removing herself. She is removing all responsibility from herself for bad behavior. Shit test. This is another one. This is a big one. A shit test is another way of saying testing your manhood. When a woman tests if you are a man, she wants to know if you are a real man. She wants to know if you're a pushover or not, so she will shit test you. Some people call this, in Britain, I know they call it a fitness test. Some people call it congruence tests, but more often than not, we call it a shit test. Now, women use shit tests at different times and different situations for different reasons, but what they all have in common is that they are used by women when they are attracted to you. Women don't shit test men they are not attracted to. Now, these women shit test you to make sure that you are who you present yourself to be. If you already start striking up a conversation, if a woman feels like she is attracted to you, subconsciously she's saying, okay, I'm attracted to this guy and he seems to be attractive. Let me throw him a little curveball. And women very rarely say, I'm going to shit test a guy. They'll say, well, I'll rib him, or I'll just to see how he'll respond, right? That's what they'll say. I'm going to throw him a curveball, or I'm going to try to throw him off his game. They're talking about shit testing. Now, women will also shit test their boyfriends and their husbands to make sure that he is still the man she fell in love with. And guys, this isn't a bad thing at all. Okay? Women don't consciously shit test. They do this as a matter of survival. Women have to shit test men to keep from fucking losers. To keep, biologically speaking, women have to shit test to keep from getting impregnated by men that are losers. They want those genes. They want that boldness. They want that forthrightness. They want those alpha genes, those alpha qualities. Any man can come up on a woman with the right lines at the right time in the right situation. But what happens when she goes off script? What happens when she says something you don't expect? A shit test. How do you respond to that? Well, men who are not congruent with who they present themselves to be will fail shit tests. In other words, she didn't do this according to plan and you failed the shit test. So now you've lost a point. Now, shit testing motivates men to stay on their game all the time. And again, like I said, women don't shit test men that they're not attracted to. So let me give you a few examples of this. So if you walk up and you start talking to a woman and she knows she's attracted to you, okay, she will say something like, I have a boyfriend, to throw you off your game, just to see if you have the stick-to-itiveness, the wittiness, the charmingness to continue your pursuit. Girlfriends and wives shit test their boyfriends by doing something or saying something out of pocket to see if he's got the balls to check her, okay? Women will sometimes misbehave on purpose just to see if he's got the balls to put her in her place. The wall. We've all heard of the wall. The wall is the point in a woman's life when she is no longer as sexually attractive as she was in her sexual prime. The wall usually occurs right around their late 20s, 30, early 30s. And listen, there are some women who are still very attractive well beyond 30 years old. But you're not going to tell me that a 32-year-old is more attractive than she was when she was 24. You're just not going to do that. Women don't age well, gentlemen. And when they start losing attractiveness, the fall happens very quickly. It is a very precipitous fall from attraction, as though they are literally hitting a wall. So, for example, two dudes might be talking about a girl they knew in high school who is really hot, who is no longer attractive, and they'll say, man, she was really hot, but man, she hit the wall. That's the definition of the wall. Monk mode. This isn't something that is really talked about too much in the Black Manosphere. Monk mode is a self-inflicted isolation period that a man goes through to refocus himself. No women, no TV, no social media, no sex, no internet. All right? All he does is work out, he reads, and he strengthens his body and his mind. Monk mode can last anywhere from a few hours to even a few months. Sometimes the most I'll go into monk mode is about a week. Sometimes I'll do it for 2 weeks. I've done 3 weeks, maybe once. But I'm a horny motherfucker. I've got to go out and get pussy. But monk mode is basically hitting the reset button, right? Refreshing yourself, getting off the grid, getting on your daily grind, doing what you have to do to refocus yourself. I would highly recommend that a man do a monk mode at least once a quarter. Once a quarter, every 3 months, take a week just to get off the grid and refocus yourself. This is very, very important. It's helped me to become the man that I am today. One-itis. I referred to this earlier. One-itis is when a man falls in love with one woman who has no sexual interest in him. He has no interest in any woman but her. This is why we call it one-itis. She is the one. He believes she is his unicorn. Okay? He believes that she is the only woman of her kind. He now has one-itis. He stays in her orbit he sticks around through boyfriend after boyfriend, hookup after hookup, hoping that one day she will realize what a great guy he is, fall in love with him, and live happily ever after. All right? One-itis is so strong that regardless of how many cocks a woman has taken, he still loves her. He still wants to be with her. One-itis is fueled by the Disney and the romantic comedy fantasies that he's watched on movies and TV. So, for example, a guy who is stuck in the friend zone, even though he knows she has a boyfriend and no interest or fucking or dating him. Now, he doesn't know that she has no interest, right? And she knows that he wants to fuck her, but she's not going to say, hey, Brad, or whatever the fuck his name is, I have no interest in dating or fucking you. No, she wants to keep him around because he is giving her all of the benefits of being in a relationship without actually being in one. A man who has one-itis takes care of all of his one-itis's non-sexual needs, while the bad boy takes care of her sexual needs. So basically, the guy with one-itis takes her out to dinner, wines and dines her, and the alpha bad boy waits for her at the hotel room and fucks her brains out. So a man with one-itis basically does all of the work for the alpha males, the alpha fucks, beta bucks, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. A plate. This is one that's used on the Red Pill Reddit. A plate is a woman who men use just for sex. Side chicks, one-night stands, booty calls, fuck friends, friends with benefits, etc. All of these women are called plates. A man who is fucking multiple girls who are not his main chick is said to be spinning plates, right? Yeah, I'm fucking a girl. She's a plate. In other words, I am not in a relationship with her. I am just fucking her. And if I'm fucking more than one girl who I'm not in a relationship with, I'm spinning plates. Girl number 1 and girl number 2, that is a plate. She is a plate. Preselection. Preselection is a standard game doctrine. It is the doctrine that states that women don't want a man that other women don't want. A man who is pre-selected by virtue of having a girlfriend or wife or attractive female company or that attractive females are attracted to will be more attractive to women. A man who is attractive to other women will be more attractive to other attractive women. Pre-selection. Pussy pass. Pussy pass. This is absolving a woman of her bad behavior because she is a woman. Women have pussies. They're given a pass. Pussy pass. So, for example, we've heard stories where a woman, takes her umbrella and beats the crap out of the Uber driver. He said something to me, so I'm going to beat the crap out of him, or I'm going to break his window or act stupid. Well, nothing happens to her, right? She's not prosecuted. She's not charged because she is a woman. This is what we call the pussy pass. You were not charged. You didn't suffer any sort of harm or punishment because you are a woman. You used your pussy pass to get out of that situation. Pussy pass. Dread game. Dread game is powerful, especially with plates. Not with your main chick, but with plates. Dread game is the act of completely withdrawing your attention from a female to make her feel the dread of possibly losing you. This means going completely off the grid. No calls, no texts, no nothing. You've gone completely dark. Dread game is best used when your woman misbehaves, and dread game can be run anywhere from a few hours to a few days. Now let's get to some of the acronyms that we use in the manosphere. NAWALT and AWALT. NAWALT means not all women are like that. Not all women are like that is something that blue pill men say when presented with evidence, with indisputable evidence of inexcusable bad female behavior. They say things like, okay, you're right. She was completely wrong. But not all women are like that. NAWALT. They believe that slutty women are the exception, not the rule. AWALT, on the other hand, is used by red pill men, brother pill aware men, who wisely understand that if given the opportunity to engage in slutty or ultra hypergamous behavior, that all women will take the opportunity. All women are like that. AWALT. AFBB. Alpha fucks, beta bucks. Alpha fucks, beta bucks is another part of the female imperative that dictates that they use one man for sex and another man for all of her non-sexual needs. A man who has one-itis is the beta bucks. The guy she's fucking on the side is the alpha fucks. And what we mean by beta bucks is the beta male who spends money on her. Beta bucks. The alpha doesn't spend money on her. All he does is fuck her. The alpha fucks her. The beta spends bucks on her, spends money on her. The alpha fucks side of a woman's dualistic sexual strategy is the bad boy who only fucks her and nothing else. The beta bucks side is the blue pill beta male who buys her things, takes care of her kids, pays her bills, etc. Good genes, good dad is another variation of this particular axiom. IOI, indicator of interest. This is a standard game doctrine, okay? This means that a girl is indicating potential sexual interest, like looking in your general direction, making eye contact with you, or striking up conversation with you about something innocuous or trivial as an excuse to talk to you. So, for example, when you're talking to your buddies, you will say something like, well, she was shooting me IOI, so I went over and talked to her. IOI, indicator of interest. Incel, you will see this a lot. Incel means involuntary celibate. This is a man who wants to get laid, but cannot. He is celibate, but he doesn't want to be. He is involuntarily celibate. Incel. LTR, long-term relationship. I think that's pretty simple. So when you hear people talk about LTR, they'll say, yeah, I was in an LTR with this girl and she cheated on me. That's a long-term relationship. LMR, this is last-minute resistance. Last-minute resistance is when a girl stops you right before you are about to fuck her. You've taken her out on the date, you're making out at the restaurant or the bar, you're making out in the Uber on the way home, you get her, you're making her out on her bed, you take off her bra, she sucks your dick, you go to take off her panties, she's like, no, I can't do this. That is LMR, last-minute resistance. And listen, you're not going to fuck every girl on the first date, right? Last-minute resistance. That is... Girls use last-minute resistance as an anti-slut defense to make you think she is not a slut, also known as slut shields. MGTOW, men going their own way. The MGTOW sect of the manosphere is a big one. And what a lot of people fail to understand is that not all MGTOWs are created equal. There are a lot of high-level MGTOWs who love to go out and fuck women, but they have no intention of ever settling down, getting married, not even having a girlfriend. They just want to go out, travel the world, and fuck bitches. Then you have most of the MGTOWs, and I could be wrong about this, but most MGTOWs are low-level MGTOWs. All they want to do is bitch and complain about the sad state of women. These are the basement dwellers, the neckbeards, the guys who play video games and jerk off to porn all day. All they want to do is complain about women, and that's fine, but they don't offer any solutions. They whine and cry about what women aren't and what they should be, but they're not offering any solutions. They're not interested in adjusting their lifestyle to take advantage of the slutty nature of women. Well, that's going to do it for this particular edition of the O'Shea Duke Jackson Network. I hope that I have educated you guys on most of the, and there are many other terms that we use in the manosphere as far as our terminology, our jargon, our vernacular is concerned. But these are easily the most pervasive. So the next time you're watching something, the next time you read an article, hopefully you guys can retain some of this information, and you'll be a little bit more aware in terms of what we're talking about. You don't have to ask those questions. You'll be able to just keep reading, and it won't get lost in translation. You'll know exactly what we're talking about. Thanks for watching.